This rough country 1¼ inch body lift without shocks is for those of you with a 1997 to 2006 TJ that are looking to add a body lift so you can run a slightly larger tire on your Jeep. Now, this body lift is going to be a pretty easy 1 out of 3 wrench installation. It's a little bit of an involved install, but not something that you can't do without just a socket set in your driveway. So again, 1 out of 3 wrenches, but do expect to spend around 3 to 4 hours for this install, and we'll talk a little bit more about it in just a second. Now, it is important to note that this is not for those of you that have a 2005-2006 stick shift TJ. This body lift kit is not going to work with those Jeeps, but with all the other Jeeps with the automatics, this is going to be just fine. Now, you're going to be looking at a body lift if you're looking to add a little bit of additional clearance for a larger tire and you don't want to add some additional suspension lift. Now, a suspension lift is going to provide clearance for big tires, it's going to provide articulation off-road, you're going to get some other benefits from that. The body lift is just changing the gap between the body and the frame so you can run a slightly larger tire without having any rubbing issues up and down while your Jeep is articulating. You can use this in conjunction with a suspension lift or just by itself. The benefits to something like this is that it is going to be significantly less expensive than a suspension lift. It is going to be a little bit of an easier install than a suspension lift, and overall it's just a much more simplistic way to add some clearance if all you want to do is run a larger tire and you don't have the need of all of the other benefits of a suspension lift kit. This kit is going to include blocks for all 11 of your body mounts. It's also going to come with the extension for your grille and your grille bump stops. And it's also going to have a transfer case bracket here, which is going to help to ensure that your transfer case linkage stays in line after that body lift, and you're going to be able to shift nice and smooth even after this is installed. Of course, it's also going to come with all of the hardware that you need to get it installed. These blocks are going to be a fiberglass-reinforced nylon, so they're going to be very strong, they're going to hold up really well, even over time. So to get this installed again, I'm going to go with a 1 out of 3 wrenches, but probably 3 to 4 hours for the installation. You're going to have to loosen up all of your body bolts, be able to jack up the body to create enough space to set your block in place, and then reinstall the new longer body bolts at each of the 11 locations. Then of course bolt that transfer case linkage adapter in place and your grille bump stops as well. So lots of work to do, however, it is all fairly simple work that you can do. The most important thing you want to do is ensure that all of your body bolts are going to come down easy. You're not going to strip or break any of those body bolts. If you do that, it can be very, very difficult to repair that. Sometimes it even requires cutting of the inside of the tub through the floor in order to get to the top of those captured nuts. Not something you want to have to deal with. So at first look, it might not look like you can spray the top of those body bolts with any sort of penetrating oil, but you can. There are ways to do it. If you have the straw on your penetrating oil, there are small holes in the frame, in the body, in the torque boxes that you can spray all those bolts. And you definitely want to make sure you do that, especially if you have a rusty TJ, well in advance. Spray it often, spray it as much as you can. It's going to give you the best chance of getting those factory body bolts out of the way without causing an issue. So I said before that a kit like this is going to be much less expensive than even an inexpensive suspension lift. This comes in at just over $100. It's going to be a very fair price for what you're getting. High quality components, very complete, having everything you need. However, with a kit like this, you have to know that you're not getting all the benefits of a suspension lift. The suspension lift has a lot more components, is a lot more involved, and it is a lot more expensive for a reason. If you're looking for maximum performance off-road, suspension lift is the way to go. If you just need a little bit more clearance to keep your tires from rubbing the fenders as you articulate on-road or off-road, then a body lift is going to be a good option. So if you're looking for a body lift for your TJ, I definitely recommend taking a look at this one from Rough Country, and you can find it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.